114 fighter jets, 52 minutes. Missiles launched from beyond visual range by pilots who never saw each other. The largest air battle between India and Pakistan since 1971. 19 BrahMos cruise missiles at Mach 3 into 11 air bases. A carrier group of 36 warships parked off an enemy coast. And AWACS destroyed on the ground. Possibly a second one shot out of the sky at 314 kilometers. The longest surface-to-air kill ever attempted. 88 hours. That's how long it took India to dismantle 20% of Pakistan's air force. And almost nobody is telling you what actually happened, what India got wrong, what nearly went sideways on the first night, or why Pakistan called asking for a ceasefire on the fourth day. This is Operation Sindoor, the real version. It started here, April 22nd, by Saran, a meadow above Pahalgam, where families go to take photos. Ponies, picnics, snow on the ridgeline. Gunmen walked out of the tree line. They didn't open fire. They asked questions first. Names, religions. They made men recite the Kalima, the Islamic declaration of faith. If you couldn't, you were sorted to one side. Then they started shooting. A Navy officer, 6 days married, his wife beside him, a software engineer, 2 months married, shot in the head in front of his wife. A Muslim pony operator, killed wrestling a rifle away from men who came to murder in the name of his own faith. 26 people, tourists, honeymooners, locals, identified by religion, executed in a meadow. By nightfall, every phone in India had the footage. By morning, the government had stopped talking. Modi flew home from Saudi Arabia. The Cabinet Committee on Security met within hours, and then India shut every door at once. The Indus Waters Treaty, 65 years old, survivor of 3 wars, suspended, borders sealed, diplomats expelled, the armed forces given what Modi called complete operational freedom. Then, 15 days of calculated silence toward Pakistan. Behind it, the largest Indian military mobilization since '71. 400 aircraft dispersed to forward bases. S-400 batteries repositioned. INS Vikrant put to sea with 36 warships, 7 destroyers, 7 frigates, 6 submarines, aimed at Karachi. 20 calls at the prime ministerial level, shaping global opinion before a single missile flew. Pakistan saw a quiet border. India was building a fist. May 7th, just after midnight. 9 targets in 23 minutes. Scalp cruise missiles from Rafales into Jaish-e-Mohammed's headquarters at Bahawalpur, the compound where Pulwama was planned. Crystal Maze missiles into Lashkar-e-Taiba's center at Muridkai, 5 camps across Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. BrahMos fired from Su-30 MKI in combat for the first time. Harop, loitering munitions, hunting radar emissions from above. Among the dead, Mohammad Yusuf Azhar, the man who planned the hijacking of IC-814, the hijacking that forced India to release Masood Azhar from prison in '99. 25 years of impunity. Masood Azhar himself confirmed 10 family members and 4 aides killed in the strike. India called it measured. Pakistan called it an act of war. Both were right. And here is where every other video about Sindoor lies to you. Dawn, Pakistan scrambled everything. 114 aircraft, 72 Indian, 42 Pakistani. The largest beyond visual range air battle in South Asian history. 52 minutes of missiles traded at distances where pilots never saw each other. Pakistan had a weapon India underestimated. Chinese J-10s armed with PL-15 missiles, guided not by their own radar, but by IWACS data link. One aircraft detects, another launches, a third guides. an air ambush from inside Pakistani airspace. India lost 3 aircraft on night 1. The French Air Force chief confirmed seeing evidence. BBC Verify authenticated wreckage footage. India's own Chief of Defense Staff later said, "What matters is the tactical mistakes we made, that we remedied and rectified." Most countries would have hidden that, spun it, denied it for years. India adapted in 48 hours, and what came next is why Pakistan called for a ceasefire. Any country can win a war it was prepared for. Only a serious military wins one after being surprised. Pakistan smelled blood. Artillery along the line of control killed 16 civilians, including children. But the targeting wasn't random. Pakistan hit Shambhu Temple in Jammu, a Gurdwara in Poonch, Christian convents, Hindu, Sikh, Christian. The goal was to fracture India along every religious line the attackers at Baisaran had drawn. It didn't work. Then came Operation Sindoor, hundreds of drones, cruise missiles, aimed at Indian cities and bases. India's air defense held. S-400 at range, SAM in the middle, Akash for the swarms, Akashtir, an AI fusion system, stitching every layer together in real time. Over 400 drone incursions on the western border intercepted. No major civilian damage confirmed. Then India stopped defending and started destroying. May 9th into the 10th, 19 BrahMos missiles, 11 Pakistani air bases, Sargodha, Bolari, Nur Khan, Jacobabad, Rahim Yar Khan. Mark 3, terrain hugging, seconds to react. At Bolari, a BrahMos punched through a hangar sheltering a Saab IWACS, one of Pakistan's most critical surveillance aircraft. A retired Pakistani air marshal admitted the loss on camera. India's air chief claimed the S-400 struck a second IWACS in flight at 314 kilometers, if verified, the longest surface-to-air kill in history. The wreckage fire over Dinga was filmed by locals on the ground. By dawn, 20% of Pakistan's Air Force infrastructure was gone. Its navy sat locked in Karachi harbor. Its forward radar coverage degraded. Pakistan operated roughly 9 IWACS platforms total. Losing 2 meant 22% of its airborne surveillance capability, gone in a single night. The Air Force that bled on night 1 owned the sky by night 3. 3:35 p.m., May 10th, Pakistan's Director General of Military Operations called his Indian counterpart, and then ceasefire. 88 hours after it began. The US helped broker the conditions. Rubio was calling both capitals since dawn. Trump announced it on social media before either government confirmed. India insists the DGMO to DGMO agreement was bilateral. The truth is somewhere in between, but one fact is not disputed. Pakistan picked up the phone. Jaishankar told Parliament that of 193 UN member states, only 3, besides Pakistan, opposed India's actions. Whether silence equals support is a question for diplomats. But no one at the United Nations called India the aggressor. India hit 9 terror targets and 11 air bases, sank Pakistan's ability to project air power, deployed the largest carrier group in its history, eliminated the planners of IC-814. It also lost jets, lost civilians to cross-border shelling, faced a kill chain built in Beijing that no one in Delhi had fully planned for, and took a ceasefire while questions still hung in the air. This was not a clean victory. War never is. But for the first time since 1971, the distance between these two militaries stopped being a debate. It was measured in craters on a runway in Sargodha. 26 people walked into a meadow above Pahalgam and never walked out. 88 hours later, India had given its answer. They named it after what the killers tried to erase: Sindoor.